Hi everyone, Radhe Radhe. So today we're doing chapter 4, verse 35. And I have been thinking about this weekend's thing that I've been going through about the Bhagavad Gita 1.40. And because I attended it in person, and there was I read the Srila Prabhupada's purport and that for the first time, and I was triggered by it. So I've spoken about it in my previous videos. But basically, I thought and thought and thought about it, and I've journaled on it, and I don't have the answers yet, but I'm working on it, and I've been reading his biography, Leelamrit, very actively. I am now on chapter 29 in like they're very long chapters, and I've been reading maybe one or two or three sometimes a day. So I am trying to understand. I'm trying to really give it my best shot. I'm really, really trying to understand. And I have now obtained a link with his lectures that were recorded online. So after I finish reading Leelamrit, I'm going to be listening to those lectures as well. So I'm really trying to see evidence of, I'm reading it like a hawk. I'm being very, very, very critical. I'm not being open-minded right now, but I mean, I'm being open-minded, but I'm being very critical as well. Like, I don't want to miss things. So I have a note where I'm writing things that are incriminating him, as well as things that are pro him, about women, specifically about women. So I'm compiling a list of things where both are there, so that I can have, and then once I have compiled everything, and I'll keep on doing that, then I'll have, data. I'll have data like exactly this chapter, exactly this verse, exactly this whatever, this purport, this is what he wrote, and these are all the pro things he's written, all the con things he's written. I'm doing a proper scientific research on him. But it makes sense, because if I'm to accept him as my guru, then I want to know that I can. And also another thing that I have realized and I've come to a conclusion with is that it's okay. Like part of it is I was just feeling like if I can't accept him as a guru, then I'm lost. Then what else do I do? But then I realized that the world is a very vast place, and Krishna will send me my guru if he's not my guru, and that's okay. But I am wanting, like, it'll definitely be easier because ISKCON temples are all over the world, and I love my Seattle ISKCON temple, and I want to be able to, like, I want to be able to follow that. So I am really trying to figure out what the truth is. And I've been praying also to help me uncover the absolute truth and understand the absolute truth. Anyway, so this is, so in the previous verse, he had spoken about how important it is to have a guru. So let me just read the translation out for that one, because my internet seems to be slow. Okay. Just try to learn the truth by approaching a spiritual master, inquire from him submissively, and render service unto him. The self-realized souls can impart knowledge unto you because they have seen the truth. This is a very, very clear verse that says you need a spiritual master in order to see the truth. It's pretty strong and clear, right? This was the previous verse. So this verse, let's sing it together and then read through. So the translation of Prabhupada as well as Swami Mukundanand in this were amazing. So I want to read both of them out. The salient points you can read the detail yourself, but both of them are really good. यज्ञात्वा न पुनर्मोहम् एवं यास्यसि पाण्डव येन भूतान्यशेषाणि द्रक्ष्यस्यात्मन्यथो मयि. Okay, the translation is, having obtained real knowledge from a self-realized soul, you will never fall again into such illusion. For by this knowledge you will see that all living beings are but a part of the Supreme. In other words, that they are mine. So once you have obtained, so like as in the previous verse it says, you obtain knowledge from a spiritual master. So once you have obtained real knowledge from a self-realized soul, from a spiritual master, you will never again fall into illusion, because by this time, with this knowledge, you will see that all living beings are a part of the Supreme, or in other words, they are mine. So here he is very clearly saying they are mine. So now this is something. So I'm reading the Leelamrit, right? And Prabhupada Prabhupada keeps talking about impersonalists very negatively, very angrily almost. And so he's saying that they are not following the Gita. They are misinterpreting the Gita, because in the Gita, Krishna is very clearly saying that he is himself the Supreme Lord. So here he is saying that you will see that all living beings are a part of the Supreme, or in other words, that they are mine, in me. So, okay, let's read the translation word by word and we'll get that even more cleared up. Yatyatva na punarmoham, which yat, knowing never again, moham to illusion. So once you know that, never again will you go into illusion. Evam yasyasi Pandava, like this you shall go, O son of Pandu, that's Arjuna. Yena bhutanya sheshani, yena by which living entities, bhutani, all living entities, Sheshani, all, so by which all living entities, Drakshyasi, Draksha, Drakshasyatma, Drakshasi, you will see in the Supreme Soul, Atmani, in the Supreme Soul, Atha Atho Mai, or in other words, me. Okay, so having obtained me, so basically from the previous continuing, knowing which you will never again fall into illusion, knowing which you will never fall again into illusion, knowing this you will never fall again into illusion, and you shall by this you shall go, O Arjuna, by which living entities you will see that all living entities are in the Supreme Soul, or in other words, me. Okay, so the commentary here is that receiving the knowledge from a self-realized soul is learning that all living beings are parts and parcels of Bhagwan Shri Krishna, of Lord Shri Krishna. And so the sense of an existence separate from Krishna is called Maya, basically. Ma means not, apparently, I didn't know this. And Ya means this. So we think we have nothing to do with Krishna and he's just a historical personality, or that there is a Brahman and there's this impersonalist thing that we are God. So the idea of the impersonalist viewed, which is very much in the personal growth world, is that we are God. We are parts and parcels of God. We are God, and God is, there's no form of God, but there is, we all merge into God. So here he is saying that Krishna is separate and we are all parts and parcels of Krishna. In the Brahma Samhita, which is, I'm not sure exactly what it is, but it's spoken, it's sung at the Mangalarti in the mornings, during or after, that Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And all of the incarnations are his expansions, and the living entities are also his expansions. But we are separate. We are like the drop of the ocean. The ocean is infinite. That's God, and we are a drop, but we are separate. We are a drop. We are an individual drop. We are not the ocean. So now we're covered. So from our wanters of our sufficient knowledge, we're covered with illusion and we think we're separate from Krishna, and we are separate parts of Krishna, but we're not different from him. The bodily difference of living entities is Maya. We are all meant to satisfy Krishna. So we think that the temporary bodily relationship with his kinsman is more important than the eternal spiritual relationship with Krishna. And the entire teaching of Gita is targeted towards this, that a living being, okay, as Krishna's eternal servitor. So that is another kind of triggering word that he uses a lot, and that Radhanath Maharaj also uses. So it triggered me, like we are all his servants. We're all Krishna's servants. He uses the servitor, eternal servants. So again, that hand analogy comes in, that the hand is serving the body, and when the hand serves the mouth, when the hand serves whatever the body asks of it continuously, it does not have any ego of its own, then it is nourished, then it is happy. So in the same way that when we serve God continuously, nirantar, continuously, and we only think of Krishna's pleasure and we're serving, in the Srimad Bhagavatam it says that when you water the roots, the rest of the tree is nourished. So when we water the roots by serving Krishna and by pleasing Krishna, then the tree of our existence is nourished. This is words of Radhanath Maharaj. Okay, so such bodily differences. Having forgotten, they're situated in different bodies, men, animals, demigods, etc. And but when we engage in transcendental service through Krishna consciousness, we get liberated from this illusion. Okay. So let me read Swami Mukundanand's translation. Just as darkness can never engulf the sun, illusion can never again overcome the soul of a person who has attained enlightenment. Under the illusion of Maya, we see the world as separate from God and establish friendship or enmity with other human beings depending on whether they satisfy or harm our self-interest. Divine knowledge that comes with enlightenment changes our perspective and vision of the world. We see the world as an energy of God and utilize whatever comes our way in the service of God. They also see all human beings as parts of God and harbor a divine attitude towards everyone. So all human beings are a part of God, and we're unconditionally loving towards everyone because we know that God loves everyone, and everyone is part of God basically. Okay. Hanuman says, I see the forms of Lord Ram and Mother Sita in everyone, so I fold my hands and offer my respects to all. Okay, so yeah, that's it for this video. We shall do chapter 4, verse 36 in the next video. Wish you all days filled with spiritual growth. Radhe Radhe.